Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be walking you through on how to cut a female pencil pants trouser. Please kindly help me like this video, and if this is your first time on my channel, kindly help me subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you can be notified when I drop amazing content like this one. Thank you. So these are the materials we'll be needing in cutting our pencil trouser. We'll be needing our marker, our ruler, our tape rule, and also our paper. Let's dive into the video. So as you can see, I've gone ahead to draw a straight line on my paper. The straight line will be for our starting points. So on the tip of my paper too, I'll be drawing a straight line there. So I'll take my marker to mark out half inches. I'll mark half inches like this, and then I'll use my ruler to draw a straight line on it. That will be for my starting point too. So after doing that, we'll move on to taking our necessary measurements. So the first measurement to be taken is my hip line. So for my hip line, I'll be using 8 inches. So I'll place my tape rule on the starting point and then mark out 8 inches. After marking it like that, I'll use my ruler to draw a straight line on it. So after that, I'll be taking my crotch length measurements. From my starting point, I'll place my tape rule and then mark 10 inches for my crotch length. So I'll be using my ruler to also draw a straight line on it. So after drawing a straight line like this on it, I'll be taking my new measurements. For my new length, I'll be using 20 inches for my new length. So I'll place my tape rule on my starting point and then mark out 20 inches. I'll also use my ruler to draw a straight line on it. Also for my starting points, I'll be taking my pant length measurement. So for my pant length, I'll be using 37 inches. So I'll place my tape rule like this and then mark out 37 inches. After that, I'll be using my ruler to draw a straight line on the points. So the next thing I'll be doing is to take my round hip measurements. So for my round hip, I'll be using 38 inches and I'll divide 38 inches by 4. I'll divide it like this, as you can see, so that will give me 9.5 inches. So that 9.5 inches, I'll place the tape rule on my hip line measurements and then mark out 9.5 inches. I'll mark 9.5 inches like this. Also, I'll go over to my waistline and then I'll mark 9.5 inches too there. After that, I'll connect the points together. So I'll connect the points on my waistline. I'll connect the points on my hip line too. So I'll use my ruler to connect it to my crotch line. So I'll connect it together to make a straight line. So after that, the next thing I'll be doing is to take my thigh measurements. So for my thigh measurements, I'll be using 25 inches, which I'll be dividing by 2. I won't divide it by 4 like I did for the hip round measurement. So I'll be dividing 25 by 2, and that will give me 12.5 inches. So on my crotch line, I'll just place my tape rule there like this and then mark out the 12.5 inches like this and mark it out like this. So after marking the 12.5 inches there like this, I'll be placing my tape rule back on the crotch line. So the 12.5 inches there, I'll be dividing it by 2. I'll fold my tape rule into 2 like this. So that will be for our midpoint, to be for the middle point of our pants. So whatever I have there, I'll mark it on my crotch line. I'll be doing the same thing on my hip line too. I'll mark the same thing on my hip line. Also the same thing on my waistline. I'll go over to my waistline and mark it there. I'll also go over to my new line. I'll mark it there too. I'll mark it, and also to my pants length, I'll mark it there too. So after marking it like that, I'll use my ruler to draw a straight line on the points. I'll be joining the points together. After joining all the points together, I'll come over to my crotch line and then I'll go in by 1 inches. So I'll be connecting that point to my crotch line and then I'll connect it to my hip line too. So I'll connect them together like this to make a curve. So after doing that, I'll be going over to my waistline to take my waist measurements. So for my waist, I'll be using 28 inches. 28 divided by 4. So I'll fold my tape rule like this. That will give me 7.5 inches. So I'll be marking that 7.5 inches on my waistline. I'll mark it there like this, and then I'll add extra 1 inches for the dart allowance. I'll mark it there too like this. So after marking it there like that, I'll be joining that point to my hip line. I'll be joining that point to my hip line like this. I'll connect both points together. So after doing that, the next thing I'll be doing is to go over to my nail line to take my round nail measurements. So for my round nail measurements, I'll be using 17 inches. I'll be dividing 17 inches by 2 first. That gave me 8.5 inches. And then I'll divide it by 2 again. That will give me 4.25 inches. So that 4.25 inches, I'll be placing it at the middle points like this, and then I'll mark 4.25 inches at this side and also 4.25 inches at the other side. So I'll be going over to my pants length to take my ankle measurements. So for my ankle, I'll be using 12 inches. I'll be dividing 12 inches by 2 first. That'll give me 6, and then I'll divide it by 2 again. That'll give me 3. So I'll mark 3 inches at each side of the midpoints. So after that, I'll be connecting the points together. I'll be connecting the points on this side, and also I'll be connecting the points on the other side of the pants together. After that, I'll be adding ½ inches sewing allowance to the side of the pants. I'll add ½ inches like that. From my waistline, I'll be adding ½ inches all the way down to my pants length. And then I'll connect the points together. After that, I'll be going over to the other side of the pants, and then I'll be adding extra ½ inches too from my crotch line all the way down to the pants length. And then I'll connect the points together. After that, I'll be going over to my waist to take out my dart measurements. So at the midpoint of my pants, I'll be measuring the 1 inches which I added for my dart allowance. So I'll be adding ½ inches at the both side of the midpoints, and then for the length of my dart, I'll be using 4 inches. So I'll connect the ½ inches on this side to the 4 inches, and then the ½ inches on this other side to the 4 inches too. So this is it for the front part of our pants. So the next thing we'll be doing is to just cut it out, and then we'll move to the back parts. So I've gone ahead to place my front parts on the remaining part of my paper. So at the tip of my paper for the back, I'll leave some inches at the upper parts, maybe like 2 inches at the upper part of my paper. And then you make sure you arrange the front parts on the back paper very well like this. You arrange it well. So we'll be going over to my crotch line. From my crotch line, I'll be going out by 2 inches. I'll mark out 2 inches like this, and then I'll go over to my nail line. I'll be marking 1.5 inches there. I'll mark 1.5 inches there like this, and then I'll be going over to my pants length, and then I'll mark 1 inches there like this. After that, I'll be connecting the points together. I'll use my ruler to connect the points together. After that, I'll come over to my hip line and then measure 2 inches out like this. To my waist, I'll measure 2 inches too like this. So after that, I'll be connecting the points together. So from my crotch line, I'll connect the points together to make a curve. I'll just curve it like this and then make a curve like this. I'll join the points together all the way to the tip of my paper. After doing that, I'll be coming over to the upper parts of my back paper, and then I'll measure 1.5 inches there. The reason I'm adding 1.5 inches at the upper part of my back is so as the pants can sit well on me by the time I'm done sewing it, because if I'm to make it straight just as the front part, it won't be okay, it will look somehow on me. So that's the reason I'm adding 1.5 inches. So that 1.5 inches, I'll connect it to the side part of my front pattern. I'll just connect it with my ruler like this. So after that, the side part of my pants, I'll be tracing it out on the back pattern. I'll just trace it out like this all the way to the tip of my pants. After doing that, I'll come over to my back parts and then I'll measure out my darts area just as I did for the front parts. So what I have on the front part, I'll measure it on the back part too. So I'll just mark it like this. So at that point, I'll measure my dart length, which is 4 inches. I'll measure 4 inches and then make a mark there. I'll use my ruler to connect the 2 points together like this. After that, I'll be marking half inches at the both side of the midpoints, and then I'll connect the half inches to the 4 inches like this. I'll connect the other one to the 4 inches, just as I did for the front parts. So after doing that, I'll be putting my front part aside so as to be able to cut out my back parts. And this is how the back parts came out. As you can see, I'll just place the front part on it. Can you see it came out so nice? So this is the front part. I'll just label it like this, the front and also the back parts. And here we've come to the end of this tutorial. Kindly help me like this video, help me subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you can be notified when I drop amazing content like this one. And to my old subscriber, thanks for always watching my video. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.